So, getting your feet moving. So just remembering now you're all inside, hopefully, so it might be a little bit tricky with bits around you, so just make sure you've got a bit of space. You might lose my head a few times if I have to move out of shot. So we're just getting our feet moving, getting ourselves warmed up. Okay, we're going to start by rolling our shoulders backwards, nice big circles. Really good, bring them up to your ears, back and down. Oh, it feels weird doing it without shoes on. Good, a couple more circles. Good stuff. Okay, relax your arms. See if I can, no, it has to be back anymore, we'll stay here. Okay, we're going to start with some heel taps. Nice tap of your heel in front of you, keeping your arms still for the moment. Good stuff, back on the spot. Okay, taking your hands together, I'm going to push them out in front of you as far as you can go, really stretch towards the front. Good, now take those hands, they're going to come behind your back, palms facing away from you, push those shoulders backwards. Really stretch your chest. Okay, dropping those hands back down, give a little shake. And now we're going to go for little side toe taps. Just little light taps out to the side. Okay, whilst you're doing that, you're going to take your right arm out in front of you. Okay, take it across your body, and then with your other hand, just give it a gentle pull inwards. Lovely, change arms. Keeping those toes tapping out to the side. You don't get any lovely birds on this week, unfortunately. Too rainy. Lovely, okay, drop that arm down, give it a little wiggle. Okay, back on the spot. Okay, we are going to go for toe taps behind. Just a light tap of your toe. Keep the rhythm. Okay, now we're going to go into our calf stretch. So take one foot behind you, put your back heel on the floor, leaning forward. So just like this. So back heel glued to the floor, and then once you're in position, your toes are going to tap up and down. Good stuff. Now back to your toe taps. Okay, now we're going to stretch the other calf out, so foot behind, leaning forward, wiggling those toes, bouncing them up and down. Lovely, and back on the spot. Looking up tall, chests tall, nice postures. Okay, we're going to do our tricep stretch. So I'm probably going to shoot way above the camera here, but one arm's going to go up in the air, okay? You're going to drop your hand behind as if you're giving yourself a pat on the back. And then with your other hand, you're going to gently pull, or push I should say, your elbow towards the ceiling. So if I crouch down, you can see this position here. Okay, that should give you a nice stretch all the way down the back of your arm. Keeping those feet going. Raising that heart rate. Good, now take that hand down, bring the other one up. Changing sides. So take it up, palm down your back, other hand, gently push your elbow towards the ceiling. Good, hand down. Now we're going to go for those heel taps. Back to the heel taps again. Okay, last stretch, we have our hamstring stretch. So foot out in front of you, okay, front leg stays straight, hips push behind you and toes bounce up and down. No excuses for toes, you can definitely see mine moving. None of the excuses of the old shoe covering my toe wiggle. Good stuff, back to those heel taps. Remember which leg you've still got to stretch. Okay, going for the other leg. Leg up straight, hips behind you, toes bouncing up and down. Just holding that hamstring stretch. Lovely, okay, we're going up and our arms are moving. A little bit more brisk now. Pushing that heart rate up. So make sure your elbows are swinging backwards and forwards. Really open out that shoulder. Okay, Jono and I are going to turn sideways, but you're going to go for your side toe taps with your arms coming up. So foot taps out to the side, both arms come up. Find a rhythm. Good, keep that going. Feeling your heart rate rise. And back on the spot. Keeping those arms going. Okay, try not to kick anything. We are going for our hamstring curls. So, heel flicks up behind you, as if you're kicking your bum. Every time your heel flicks up, both elbows slide out behind you, as if you're trying to get your heels and your elbows to touch. Keeping that rhythm, warming yourself up. It's getting quite warm in here already. Good stuff, back on the spot. And we are going for heel taps. Every time you tap your heel, elbows bend. Almost as if you're pulling your toes up with your hands. Not much longer of our warm up, then we get on to the fun stuff. I hope your arms are ready to work. They've had a bit of a layoff these last few weeks. Good stuff, back on the spot. Okay, we are going for knee raises. Opposite hand to your knee, lifting your knee up as high as you feel comfortable without collapsing through your stomach. Keep your chest up tall. Little twist of your upper body as you tap your knee. Getting the old abs working. Perfect. Now we're going to go straight into our last exercise for the warm-up, and that is our reverse toe taps. So toes tap behind, hands come up, just in line with your chest, no higher. Last one before we get started. Perfect. Okay then, so first exercise, you need your tin, your band, your book, your water bottle, whatever you've picked to be nice and heavy. Joanna's going to use the resistance band. I will use a nice tin of what we've got, red kidney beans. Okay, so we are going to go for a bicep curl. Now we're going to do one arm first, and then 30 seconds after that, we'll do the other arm. Okay, so if you're using the band, one hand is going to hold down by your thigh, okay? The other hand is going to hold across your belly, so just here. Jono's wearing the wrong colour for this. Just come a little bit closer so you can see. Okay, so you've got one hand down by your thigh, and the other hand is going to hold the band across your waist, all right? That hand is then going to come up towards your shoulder, okay? Now with the can or the book or whatever, you're going to bend up just like this. So my upper arm stays still, elbow comes up. Now, if everybody gets going, I'm going to start my timer. Now you must get your feet moving, okay? So toes are going to be going. So I'm switching phones here. I've got Jono's phone. Okay, so we are going. So your feet are going to move, arms going to bend, okay? We're doing 30 seconds per side. So remember, if you've got the band, small gap between your hands, one's down by your thigh or by your hip, and one is coming up towards your chin, okay? Keeping those feet going. Okay, we're going to swap to the other side. So change arms, give you a bit of time if you've got a band, make sure you change your hands over. So what hand was doing the pulling is now going to come down low, and if you've got a tin or a book or a bottle, changing hands, keeping those feet moving. You can walk on the spot like I am, or you can move your heels, or you can get your toes wriggling up and down, whatever suits you. 15 seconds. Last few seconds. Keep those toes going in whatever way you've chosen. Perfect. Okay then, putting your band, your tins down, we are going for knee raises. This is our cardio in the middle. So knees coming up, chest tall, opposite hand touching your knee. 1 minute of this. So don't forget, these ones are raising your heart rate in between. And then the other exercises with the bands, they are working your muscles, but also giving you a chance to catch your breath. Keep going with these. Find your pace, as always. We are halfway there. 15 seconds. 10 seconds left. Keep that pace. Perfect. Okay, next one, I'm going to give Jono the tins. We are going to do an upright row. So if you have tins, you're going to have your knuckles pointing the front. You're going to pull them up to your chin and down again. If you've just got one, that's fine. Hold one and put it up to your chin and down. If you have a band, you're going to place one foot on the middle of the band. Okay, so it's on the floor like this. Again, knuckles pointing towards the front, pulling my hands up towards my chin. So we're going to get going, and I'll keep talking through it as we do. So your minute has started. Okay, so both hands together. First of all, let's get your toes bouncing up and down. Then, thinking about which one you're doing, banded or tins, your elbows must travel the highest. Okay, so your hands always stay lower than your elbows. Your hands can come up as high as you feel comfortable, so that might only be a little bit. But just have a quick check of yourself in your cameras and see, are my elbows staying higher than my hands? Okay, if they're doing this, then that's a bicep curl. All right. Try to keep your chest up, try and look forward. Okay, so head up. Don't be tilting your body downwards. Have your chest pointing to the front. Imagine you've got a spotlight pointing out from your chest and it wants to point directly to the wall opposite you. Perfect, there's your minute. Lovely. All right then, so bands aside, we are going for hamstring curls. So flicking that heel up, kicking your bum, elbows coming out behind you every time you take a flick up with your heel. 1 minute of this. Again, this is quite a common one for you to punch down like this, okay? So just think, looking straight ahead. Think of that beam of light coming from your chest. You want it to point directly straight in front of you. That'll mean you have to use your core muscles as well, so you get a double whammy for your exercise. We have 15 seconds left. See how quick it goes when I ramble on. 10 seconds. Don't slow down, keep that pace. Keep your posture. Perfect, well done. Okay, your next one is torso rotation. So you have a choice. If you have something heavy, you can hold it. If not, don't worry, we'll just do body weight. Your feet are going to come shoulder width apart, okay? Your toes are going to start going up and down, okay? Your hands are going to come together, and we're going to twist from side to side. Now remember, as we've done before, your hips do not move, okay? You're twisting right in this section here, okay? All the way around the middle. So twist from side to side. Don't let those toes stop moving, okay? Feet must be going. Keeping that blood pumping back up to your heart. Otherwise it likes to hang about in your legs, which we don't like. Gives a little bit of a chance for your heart rate to come down, whilst you still get those twisting muscles working. 15 seconds. Don't let those toes stop. Think how strong your feet will be by the end. 5 seconds. Lovely stuff. Okay, we are going for, oh, lovely squats. Okay then, so feet shoulder width apart. Your hips are pushing backwards. Hands can come together in front of you or straight out or on your hips. Off we go. Whatever position you want your hands to be in, everything else is the same. Feet stay flat on the floor. Hips push behind you. Make sure you don't just bend your knees forward. Think of that really reaching back with your hips as low as you feel comfortable going. There's no right or wrong. As long as you've got a little bit of a bend in your hips and your knee, then you're doing fine. Take this one steady. There's no rush. I want you to be able to last out the rest of the exercise session rather than needing to sit down after this one. So pace yourself. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds. Perfect, well done everybody. Okay, we are going full calf raises. So your choice, I would prefer if you hold on to something, okay? So whether it's just fingertips on the wall, all right, or you've got a chair in front of you. If you are feeling brave and you're not going to fall over, then you can just do it freestanding, okay? Whatever you choose, you're coming up on the balls of your feet, slowly lowering down. I know I say this every week, but imagine there's a pin under your heel, so you don't want to crash down on the floor. You want to keep your body weight on the balls of your feet. Okay? Try and lock your legs straight so that you don't have a little bit of a knee bend. Pushing yourself straight up in the air and slowly lowering down. You've got 20 seconds. Feeling a burn. Keep your pace. 5 seconds left. Perfect, lovely stuff. Give them a little shake. Okay, we are going to go for reverse toe taps. So your toe taps behind you. Every time it does that, both hands come out straight in front of you. Picking your pace up. Light tap of your toe behind. Hands stretching out in front of you, in line with your chest. Don't have to go high. Again, pick your speed and stay with it. "20 seconds. "5 seconds to go. Don't slow down. Brilliant. Okay, we are on to front raise. So, you need your tins, you need your band. If you have your tins, then what you're going to do is hold, if you've got two, one in each hand. If you've got one, both hands together, okay? You're going to keep your arms nice and straight, bring them up, both hands sideways, just to chest height and down again. Jono's too tall, he shoots off the top of the camera. Okay, so this is what you're doing if you have tins. If you have a band, okay, you're going to stand with one foot on the band, just like we did for our upright row. And then you're going to lift your hands, both of them together, as high as you can manage. Now, this is trickier with the band, so notice I can't really lift my arms up as high as Jono can with the tins. Okay, but do your best. All right, whatever one you're doing. Don't forget those toes. Let me start the timer. So keep going. I will knock a few seconds off because we had to show you what you're doing. So toes are moving, okay. Whichever one you're doing, your knuckles point to the ceiling. Your elbows stay straight. And you lift, just pivoting with your shoulders. Okay, don't be tempted to bend your elbows. Now your toes need to keep moving, even if you're standing on the band. It is hard with a band, as I said, so don't worry too much if you're struggling. I tend to use this with dumbbells in my class, so this is just a little tweak. Okay, we will finish that there because I set you going a little bit sooner. So, next one that we have is our side toe taps or our half star. So your hands come out as your toe taps to the side. So toes out, arms up, just in line with your shoulders, parallel to the floor, side to side, both hands together. Good stuff. Again, think about your chest. Is that light pointing towards the opposite wall? Are you looking up and ahead? Over halfway there. Keep the rhythm. Keep going. Last couple of seconds. Lovely stuff. All right then, we have tricep push down. So, if you have your tins, you're going to just use one of them, okay? You're going to bend your knees, okay? Your hips are going to come behind you so that your back is kind of, well, if you can get it flat to the floor, perfect, but just up a little bit, okay? Your arm is going to tuck in next to you, okay? And then you're going to lift your arm straight, okay? So your hand pushes behind you, all right? If you're using your resistance band, one hand is going to hold it close to your chest, the other hand comes across your waist and you pull downwards, okay? So either way, what you're doing is you're straightening your arm against the weight, okay? So I'm just going to correct Jono here. So if I get Jono to turn sideways and then flip to this arm, that's it. So this arm is going to stay glued to your side. Come forward a touch. Just like being back at class. This arm is going to stay glued to your side. Okay, it's not going to move. Now he's going to straighten his elbow. Perfect. And then he's going to bend his elbow. Lovely, like that. Okay, so it stays really nice and stiff. We'll do this a second time around, so it'll be a lot easier next time we do it. Okay, those of you who are familiar, then crack on, that's absolutely fine. Don't let those toes stop moving. Okay, we will switch arms. So whichever version you're doing, change arms. Remember, upper arm stays really nice and still. The only thing that moves is your elbow. Your elbow goes from bent to straight. Okay, hopefully you're getting this one. It's really difficult to try and teach it when I can't see you all properly. Okay. Hopefully we're getting a bit of arm movement going on. We'll do a couple more seconds. Lovely. Okay, well, we will revisit that one, so don't worry if it was a bit confusing. I can explain it next time around. Okay, last in our series is our heel taps. So tapping your heel in front of you and bending those elbows up. Every time your heel taps, you are bending your elbows. Heel taps as our last. Then we've done one circuit and we'll see how many we can get through a second time. Chests up, looking ahead. Nice swing of the arms. Go from all the way straight to all the way bent. Halfway through. Don't let yourself slow down. Same pace all the way through. Last couple of seconds. Perfect. All right then, so that's one circuit done. Take a little stroll around, don't stop moving. Have a little drink if you want to. Okay. Tiny bit of an interlude. You don't normally get this in my class, so you should be lucky. So just a small walk around. Grab a drink if you need. and then we will go for round 2. So hopefully you understood what we were doing with the cans and with the bands. If you think, actually I didn't like the bands, I want to try the cans, fine. Okay, now's your chance to quickly grab them from the kitchen. But if we're all happy, we'll go for round 2. So first one that we have is our bicep curl. So we have John on the tins, and we're going for one hand down by your side, okay, one hand across your belly. So you should only have a small gap between your hands, okay? I will start the timer and we will get going. Off we go. Okay, so your hand comes diagonally across your body, pulls up, and then slowly lowers down again. Okay, toes wiggling. We're doing 30 seconds on one side. Keep it slow and steady with the band. You don't want to feel like the band is pulling you downwards. You are moving at your own pace. Okay, notice how my upper arm stays by my side. Lovely, now it's time to change hands. So swap over with your band and keep going with the cans, or if you're only using one, switch to the other hand. Elbow still. Toes wriggling. Keep it steady. Only thing moving is my elbow. Last few seconds. Lovely stuff. Okay then, we're going for knee raises. Knees coming up. Tapping the opposite knee. Slight twist of your upper body as you tap. Try and test yourself. Can you lift your knee higher than you're already doing without compromising your upper body position? Halfway through. Keep going, 20 seconds. Five seconds left. Perfect. Okay, we're going for an upright row. So with your can or cans, knuckles to the front, pulling up to your chin. With your band, one foot is going on the centre of the band, hold each end, and then you're pulling up to your chest. We start the timer. Okay, toes moving up and down. Make sure your hands don't go higher than your elbows. It's a bit like pulling up a pair of tights and then keep going. Okay, keep it steady. Toes moving up and down. Keep your chest up tall. It's very easy to hunch down with this one. "20 seconds left. Keep checking your position in your little cameras. Last few seconds. Perfect. Okay, we are going for hamstring curls. So heels come behind, kicking your bum, elbows sliding back. Looking straight ahead. I keep looking down because I'm terrified of kicking something. Really pull your elbows behind you and really flick your heel upwards, trying to maximise your range of motion. "30 seconds gone. seconds. 5 left. Don't slow down. Perfect. Okay. Where are we up to? We are doing torso rotation. Chance for you to catch your breath. So, first of all, feet move up and down, or heels or march on the spot, don't mind. Hands come together, okay, and you're going to twist from side to side. I know I always say it, but I'm going to say it again. Think of your hips. This time round, if you want something a little bit harder, you're going to pull your belly button inwards towards your spine. Try and keep that tight feeling in your core the whole way through your twists. Okay, so belly button pulls in and you twist from side to side. 20 seconds left. Keep those toes or heels moving and keep breathing evenly. 10 seconds. Lovely. Okay, we are going for squats. So, feet shoulder width apart, hips push behind you. Slowly sitting yourself downwards as low as you can. Keep the rhythm. Halfway there. Fifteen seconds to go. Just a little bit longer. You only get 2 of these this round, so this is your last bit. 5 seconds. Lovely, very good. Okay, we're on to calf raises. So, holding on to something, coming up on the balls of your feet as high as you can manage. Okay, keeping your body up tall. You're pushing yourself up towards the ceiling. Try and think up, not forward. Keep that going, you're over halfway there. Keep the rhythm. Feel the burn. 10 seconds to go. Brilliant. Okay, we are on to reverse toe taps. Tap those toes back. Hands come up to chest height. Stretching out forwards and back. Keep those elbows as straight as you can. Nice long tap behind you, halfway there. Don't slow down. Keep yourself going. Remember, no one else can see how sweaty you are. It's just you. Very good. Okay, we have front raise. So, grabbing your band or your beans, you are going for a straight arm raise. Okay, so nice and simple with your beans. All right, hands come up in front of you, then down, just like Jono's going to do. And then with your band, it's 1 foot on. Okay, just like your upright row position. Hands coming up as high as you can manage. Okay, so with the beans, you should be able to get your hands a lot higher than mine. Okay, knuckles pointing to the front, toes wriggling up and down. Now, if it's quite easy for you with the with the cans, sorry, I should call them tins, they sound too similar. You can do a little bounce at the top, okay? If you want something to make it a bit harder. So you can come up, just like Johnny's doing, where he's just shot above the top of the camera. So he's going to do a little bounce, like I'm doing, and then hands come down. So a small bounce, and then down. And it just gives you a little extra squeeze if your tins are quite light. You might not need it, I certainly don't with a band. Nearly there. Lovely. Okay, we are on to side toe taps, but keep an eye on the time. So side toe taps, pushing out with your toes, arms coming up and out to the side, parallel to the floor. Again, keep that chest up. I know I'm guilty of looking down a little bit on this one, mainly just to see where my feet are going. Chins up, chests up, arms up. Nice and simple, halfway there. Seconds. I think we're just going to complete, we might have to log one off the end. Nearly did our 2 circuits. Very good. Okay, our last one is our somewhat tricky one with our tricep push down. So remember, if you've got a tin, okay, knees bent, if you switch arms, upper arm stays still, hand shoots out behind you, okay? For me with the band, one hand is going to hold right at the top of the band, it's going to come against my chest, okay? The other hand goes across my belly and pushes downwards, all right? So either way, my upper arm stays still and my elbow straightens. My toes do not stop wiggling, as always. Remember, we'll do 30 seconds on one side. Keep it controlled. It's easier to keep things still if you go slowly, so you can just see Jono's arms moving a tiny bit, but there he corrects it because he is going nice and slow. Good, let's switch arms. Pushing down or pushing behind you, whatever way you're doing it. Keep those feet moving. Should be working the back of your arms, maybe a little bit of your back muscles. 5 seconds left. Perfect, lovely stuff. Okay then, we will finish the circuit there. Don't go anywhere because we've got our cool down, but have a little stroll around, grab a drink of water, and then we will do our cool down. Let's see how many of you we've got. 17 today, perfect. So a little bit of a stroll, grab a quick drink, and then we will finish with our stretches. Okay, then if we're all ready, find a space, okay? Just slowly walking on the spot. Before I release you all to go and have some yummy dinner. Hopefully you're all doing okay for ingredients and everything. We've been alright actually. We've found pretty much everything we wanted. Strange times. Okay then, I won't do arm circles. We'll go back to our shoulder rolls. I don't want to knock any lights off the wall. So really nice big shoulder rolls up and back. As big as you can, but really nice and steady. Don't go too quick, either with your feet or with your shoulders. Good, we're just going backwards with these because we're trying to encourage your chest to open. One more circle and relax your arms. Let's go for slow heel taps, just nice and steady. Bringing that heart rate down. Okay, taking your hands behind your back. We're going to be stretching your chest with this one. So as per Peter's recommendation, just going to let you know where you should feel it. So across the front of your chest is where you should feel a stretch, perhaps into the front of your shoulders, okay? If you don't really feel it, probably just means you're not pushing your elbows and your shoulders back far enough. Imagine you're trying to open your chest from the front and that will give you the stretch feeling, okay? Good, so relax your hands down, give a little shake. Shaking it does actually help to relax the muscles slightly because you can't tense and shake at the same time, so you have to relax to shake them. So it's another little trick to get you to relax your muscles. Okay, now you're going to take your hands together, push them in front of you, and this one you should feel around sort of here. So just around your shoulder blades. This time the back of your shoulder is where you should feel it. Again, if you can't feel it, you need to push your hands even further in front of you. So it is a real push forward. Okay, you can see the position I'm in here. It's a horrible posture, but it really does stretch out your back muscles. Okay, it's the only time I want you to get into this rubbish posture. Good stuff, relax and a little shake. Okay, let's go for our hamstring stretch. So leg out straight, okay, hips push behind you, toes just bobbing up and down. This one, hopefully you can all feel it. You should feel it up the back of your thigh. A lot of people say they can feel it in the back of the knee, okay, but it should be the whole back of the leg, maybe a little bit into your glutes, all right. Keep those toes going. Depends on how well you can touch your toes will determine how much this one pulls. Good stuff. Now slowly come up. We're going to go back to our heel taps. Just keeping the blood flowing round. Keep that tap slow. Good stuff. Now we're going to stretch the other leg. So take it out straight, push behind and tap your toe. See if you can notice the difference between two legs. So sometimes you'll have one that's slightly tighter or vice versa. It's quite normal, nobody is symmetrical. Lovely stuff, coming back up and toe taps behind you. Nice and steady. Okay, we're going to go for our calf stretch. So straight foot behind you, leaning forward. This one, you should feel it in your calf muscle, so below the knee this time. Maybe pulling into the back of your heel. Let's get those toes moving up and down. If you can't feel this one, it probably means that your leg's not straight or your heel has come off the floor, or you need to widen your stance a little bit. But don't compromise your heel position. Lovely, change legs, heel back, then leaning forward, get those toes moving up and down. Very good, okay. Last few, have your feet wide. We are going to go for our side bend. So get your toes moving up and down first of all. Let's put your right hand on your hip, left arm up in the air, and you're going to slowly lean over to your right side. Now this one you should feel all the way from your, potentially from your elbow, all the way down your side, possibly right into your hip. Okay, it's a really nice stretch for all of that side of you. Keeping those toes going. And then slowly come over to the other side. So left hand on your hip, right hand up, leaning towards the left. Feet going. Lovely. Okay then, let's do our leg stretches. So we've got our quad stretch first. So you're going to come onto something that you can hold on to, unless you're Eddie, because I know Eddie likes to balance. Okay, you're going to kick your leg behind, all right, grabbing your trouser leg, grabbing your sock, grabbing whatever you can. Okay, try and keep your knees pointing downwards, okay, and your hips pointing forwards. If you struggle with this or you think there's no chance, then you can go back to your hamstring stretch. It's not the same muscle, but it's better than nothing. Lovely, change sides. Good stuff. And then we're going to go for our last one, which is our glute stretch. So your butt muscles. You can take your foot, place it just above your knee on the other side, and then your hips push behind you as if you're going to do a squat. And hold it there. Now this one, again, you should feel it just across here from your hip right the way round to your tailbone. Good, change sides. Ankle just above the knee, pushing back. Good, and there we have it. Well done everybody.